There's a woman making a big difference at the moment, Greta Thunberg, and I think that well, surely you're a fan of her, Steve.
I didn't even get involved on anything online with that one because it was okay. There's enough people going spazzy on that one.
Well,
But it was just ridiculous.
A lot of people say she's the new Jesus, and
yeah.
Would you agree with that statement?
Oh, completely. Because they've been telling us since I was alive that the world's getting hotter and colder and hotter, and then it was, what was it called? Global warming, but then they realised, fuck, what if it doesn't get hotter? We better change it to climate change.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, right. What if it doesn't get hotter? Fuck, we made the wrong name. And then, have they read anything about the Club of Rome, who came up and, environmental summits in Brazil in '92, and how you can start to, Agenda 21, which is now changed to Agenda 30. Do they know anything about this stuff? Do they know how you could actually start to go through and carve out great tracts of land, which you humans can't come in here anymore because you're ruining everything, which is now another form of colonialism. Why? Because you can just take huge national parks and make them off limits to human beings. And who's making this? Who's making these rules? Did you ask who's making these rules to help you save the planet? No, I didn't get into that state. It's just that the planet's dying, and I just threw a picture of a polar bear on an iceberg with water around it. Did you investigate that? No, I saw it. So it was in the paper, which has been infiltrated anyway. And now there's a picture of a polar bear on a rock. And it should be snow. The planet's dying. And now there's a girl from Sweden who has the guts and the motivation. And a year ago, right, Steve? I didn't do any research on her, but a year ago she was living in a village in Sweden, and she decided that she was so upset about the planet's dying, right? Even though her parents are connected to Antifa and many other groups, and one of her uncles is actually the guy who came up with the whole CO2 emissions idea, and so she decided to sail on a Rothschild yacht. Over because all of a sudden she just got invited to the UN. Oh, so easy. I can't even get a gig at Sydney Comedy Store. But she was just in a village in Sweden, and suddenly the United Nations thought, well, who's this young girl? Well, why don't we invite her in here? And then she can tell us what a pack of bastards we are while we and the global media just happen to be here. And they can film it and spread it to every single country in the world, and then everyone can go, oh my gosh, it's the next Jesus. Hook, line, and sinker, morons. Hook, line, and sinker. No, Steve. And then the newspapers, which are infiltrated throughout the West, will just use it to then back up another form of the feminist agenda by going, why can't middle-aged white men deal with a young girl saying things? Oh, because they don't know how to listen to women and girls. And anyway, how dare men say something against a child and she's got Asperger's and ADHD, but if you say she's mentally ill, then how could you say she's mentally ill, even though we just promoted she was mentally ill? And how can you be so horrible to a tiny girl, you horrible, sexist, misogynist, white, middle-class, patriarchal bastard? Keep pushing us. Keep pushing your men away. Keep pushing the men away. Because when the shit really hits the fan, who's going to be calling for safety, eh? Shall we call the men or the feminists? We've been invaded by another country. Well, let's go and get the feminists.
So when it all kicks off Mad Max style, what you're telling me, you won't be picking Greta to be on your team?
Yeah. No, I'll be picking a bunch of those guys from North Queensland who are still driving around in four-wheel drives killing pigs with rifles and taking photos of themselves. I'll be going, where's that bloke? Why? Because I'm starving and I don't know how to kill a pig. I need to meet Barry and Craig and his mates pissed in a Land Rover who have got guns and fucking full-on bush experience. Barry, can I follow you? Come on, Steve. Let's go and get something to eat. No worries. Shall we bring the feminists? Fuck them. They picked their team.
I'm all for balance. Like the first generation of feminism, I'm cool with them.
I know, well, you have to be, because this is your podcast and you don't want to lose listeners.